Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. Every Sunday I prep for the week, so that means cutting all my vegetables and do things that take a bit longer. So today I'm gonna make a salsa and some butternut squash soup. So we'll start as always by cutting up my veggies. So first is this red onion that I'm gonna dice up, and I'm gonna use that in my salsa. And it's going to go in the food processor, but because I want it chunky, I'm not going to blitz it very long. I don't want things to go to pulp, so that's why I'm cutting it just to help out. So I think there's actually a little bit more than I need, so I'll just use about half, and the other half I'll use in another dish. So I have my little mini food processor here. And I'll just put in about half or a little over half of my onion. And the rest I'll just use for something else. And then my other onions, I'm just going to cut into half rings and use them for a bunch of different things. So I'm going to do one red and two yellow. So, but yeah, let's get into the menu, shall we? So, for lunch today, as usual on Sunday, I'm going to have some sandwiches because I only really eat carbs for lunch on the weekend. Those are my cheat days. So, and I just have some ham. I'm going to do some lettuce, some cucumber. And then for dinner tonight, I'm going to do some shawarma wraps. So, I have some shawarma. And again, I'm going to do some lettuce. I'm going to do some peppers. I'm going to do some onions, some chilies. Let's put this aside. And then tomorrow, Meatless Monday, for lunch, I'm going to do the butternut squash soup. And then for dinner, I'm going to do a noodle bowl with some fake chicken. I got some imitation chicken, some satay sauce, which is a peanut sauce, some spicy green beans. I have some Indonesian pickles that I made recently, so I'll have those on the side. Some whole wheat noodles. So that would be Monday. Then on Tuesday for lunch, I'm going to do some beef and broccoli. So that's one of the things I need some of these yellow onions for. And then for dinner, I'm going to do some chicken quesadillas. So I'm going to use some onions, some garlic, the peppers, chilies, and I'll also use some of the salsa that I'm going to make in a little bit. And cheese, obviously. So this onion I'm going to cut for my soup. So just put that in a separate container where I'm going to put all my soup ingredients. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to make some chicken nuggets, some keto chicken nuggets for lunch. So I'm going to use some coconut flour, that's low in carb. And I'm going to serve that with some probably some green beans. So let's get this in a bigger container with all my soup ingredients. And then for dinner, I'm going to do a grain bowl. I haven't fully decided on all the sides yet. I could do peppers, kind of like a chicken fajita kind of thing, but on a rice bowl. So chicken, peppers, onions, chilies, garlic. Or I can go with some more green beans and some pickles. I could do a couple of different things, but that will make more sense in a moment. Then just gonna cut up some garlic, actually. A few of these cloves I'll leave whole for my soup. So on Thursday for lunch, I'm gonna do a low-carb stir-fry with some chicken. So I'm gonna use lots of veggies for that. carrot, onion, peppers, and chicken. And I'll probably use some zero carb rice. It's not actually rice, it's just shaped like rice. It's made from konnyaku. So it's basically just fiber. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do a quinoa bowl, again with chicken, and same thing as with the grain bowl. I could go like the fajita way, in which case I'll do something different for my grain bowl. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just I'll see what I feel like on that day. I'm just gonna see which of the veggies I prepared I'm gonna use when. So I still have some flexibility. And then for Friday, for lunch, I'm going to do some grilled fish with some Romanesco, because I still have a little bit of that left. And then for dinner, I'm going to do a rice bowl with basa. And again, we'll just see exactly what I'm going to do with that, what veggies I have left over. I'll probably have some of the salsa left over. That would be nice with that. So maybe I'll make that one more of a Mexican inspired thing. Let's just see. I have these spring onions left over, so I'm just gonna use them up. I'm gonna use some of it in my salsa, and the rest I'll either use in the stir fry or instead of leek in my soup. So just using up what I have. So some of that can go in here, and the rest I'll put in a separate container. Actually, since I don't have that much garlic, I'll just put it with the garlic, and some of the garlic needs to go in my salsa as well. Okay, that's that sorted. Then what else are we gonna do? Let's do some carrot. So I have a couple of carrots here. I'm gonna do one nice and fine to go in my stir fry. So let's just cut it into little medallions. And I don't usually bother peeling my carrots. It doesn't really bother me, and they're washed, so there we go. That will go perfectly in my stir fry. And then these two are going to go in the soup. The soup is going to get blended, so I don't need to have it too fine. So I'm just going to quickly go through that. And that can go in with my soup ingredients. And then I have a bunch of chilies. So for my salsa, I want some green. And I'm going to take the seeds out just because I don't want the seeds in there. It's not because they're spicy or anything. It's just aesthetics and texture, really. Because cayenne are not particularly spicy. And again, I just want to have everything kind of the right shape and size. So when I blend it, it's mainly to blend up the tomatoes. So that can go in there. And the rest of the chilies I'll cut up. I'll use some in the soup. I'll use some in my stir fry for my quesadillas, for the bowls, so the rice bowl, the grain bowl, or the quinoa bowl. And these I'm not going to bother de-seeding. There we go. So I'm going to use some of the red for my soup. I like a bit of spice in my soup. And the rest I'll put aside. And then next up are some peppers. So I have These are small, like the pointy ones. So I have a couple of them. And again, one of the green ones I'll just dice up to go in my salsa. That would be enough. And the other half just cut into little strips. And those are going to go in my stir fry, in my fajita bowl, in my quesadillas, obviously in my my shawarma wraps. So I just have another green one and 2 red ones. So I will do the exact same with all of these. That is peppers sorted. Then I have some tomatoes for my salsa. So I'm gonna quarter them. I'm gonna cut the seeds out because I don't want all that water in my salsa. And again, I'm just gonna give this a quick chop into little pieces. Get that in the bowl. And repeat that with a couple more tomatoes. Okay, that is 4 tomatoes. I think that is enough for this. Then next up, some cucumber. I bought 2 cucumbers. I'm just gonna cut up one. That's gonna go on my sandwiches for lunch today. And the other one I'll save because that is one of the options for one of the bowls. I can do like a salad with some cucumber, some onions, some peppers. So that's also a way to go with that. And then for my butternut squash soup, I need some butternut squash. So I'm gonna cut in half so I have a firm base. Cut the top off and just take the skin off. So then the bottom half, I'll just cut in half. I'll grab a spoon and I'll take all the seeds out. You can save the seeds and dry them and roast them, but I don't really care for them, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. And then just cube it up. So just don't need it too fine because it's gonna cook for quite some time, and then I'm gonna blend it up, but just to save a little bit of time, I'm gonna cut it like smallish chunks. And then this top part, I'm just gonna cut into thick slices first, which I will then cube up. And that can go in with the rest of the soup ingredients. Then next up, let's do some Romanesco. So just enough for 1 portion. These bigger ones I'll just cut in half. And the smaller rosette or florets, I'll just keep the way they are. And then that's enough for 1 portion. I'll move that to the side because I also want some broccoli for 1 meal. So the other side, I'll get some broccoli florets. And again, that should be about enough for 1 portion, so I'll save this for another day. Then next up, some cilantro for my salsa, for my quesadillas. So I'm going to use about this much. Then just going to roll that up and run my knife through until it's nice and smooth. So some of this is going in my salsa, and the rest go in there for my bowls, or because I could do like some lime cilantro rice or anything at all. So that's that. Then some lettuce for my shawarma wraps. So I'm just going to cut that nice and fine. And I'll also do some on my sandwiches for lunch today. And whatever I don't use for my sandwiches or my shawarma wraps, I can just use as like a side salad for some meal this week. And then next up are just some green beans, the last thing I need to cut. So I'll just quickly top and tail those. Okay, that is green beans. I'll do a quick time check. We're at 29 minutes and I have everything cut and ready to go for the week. So while I was doing that, I also started preheating my Ninja Foodi, so I can put a little oil in and I'll just let that heat up. In the meantime, we'll blitz up the salsa. So I cut everything fine because I just want to give it a quick blitz. I want it quite chunky still, that's why I cut everything including the cilantro. So I'm just gonna put that in my little mixer and blend it just quickly. So that's a few quick pulses. So now I'm just gonna add a little bit of cumin, some salt, and some lime. You could use lemon, but I prefer lime. So let's juice that right in there. And then I'll just give that a few quick pulses just to combine. I don't want to blend it any further. Give that a little taste. Yep, just the way I like it. So put a lid on, can put that aside. Then the oil is nice and hot. So I'm gonna add my onions, my butternut squash, some chilies, garlic, and I'll just give that a saute. Add a bit of salt, and I'll just let that soften a bit while I clean up everything that I don't need anymore. And now that has softened, I have a little bit of parsley here. It's looking a bit sad, but it's mostly stems, but there's still a bunch of flavor in that. So I'm just gonna throw these in whole, because I don't want all that green in my soup. I want the flavor, but not the green, because I want nice and bright orange. So I'm just gonna leave it whole so I can fish it out. I will add some water. I'll make sure everything is submerged. And then I'm gonna change it from saute to pressure cook, just because it's quick and easy. You can totally just put this on a stove top or slow cook or whatever, but I'm just gonna pressure cook it for 30 minutes. Everything will be completely soft by then. Make sure the valve is closed. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait until that's done, fish out the parsley, and just give that a quick blitz with my immersion blender. And that is the soup done. So I'm just going to fish out the parsley, like I said. And I'll just give that a blitz. And that's the soup done, so that concludes all the prep work for this week. I can now have lunch or dinner on the table in minutes. And yeah, if you like this, I do these videos every single Sunday. And if you'd like to see what I do with all of this, you can check out my Instagram where I post every single meal, or you can check out the videos I post about once a month on here on YouTube, where I show you everything I eat in a day. So I'm actually going to start recording one when I have lunch in a little bit, and I'll do that again all the way to Friday. That's going to come out Friday night. So if you're curious what I do with all the ingredients, be sure to check that out. So, but yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.